Caitlin Clark might make you want to lose every game, but not here, not in Minnesota.
Let's be clear, who exactly did Cheryl Ree think she thought she could shut down Caitlin Clark while Caitlin had other plans, and it wasn't pretty for Ree, and the Minnesota Lynx. This was the day CC got her revenge on her WNBA bullies, and everyone was watching. It was a hot night on July 14th, the kind of night Caitlin had been waiting for. The Target Center was packed with 19,000 fans not there to escape the heat. But for one reason, Caitlin Clark.
If you can, take a look at this. This is really cool. The Wolves shared this drone video from the game last week.
This wasn't just another game, it was her chance for revenge, not just against any team, but the players and coach who had doubted her and kept her off Team USA. Yeah, you heard that right. Cheryl Reeve made her dislike for Caitlin Clark pretty clear, and now Caitlin was out to prove them all wrong. This wasn't just about a win, this was a battle for respect. TC, the star guard, famous for her long-range shots and intense drive, was used to tough games. She always performed her best when the pressure was on, shining brightest in the toughest moments, but this time it felt different.
We're going for as high as $2,000 for the front row for this game.
Caitlin stepped onto the court like it was just another day at the office, but you could feel the energy shift. The crowd erupted, half cheering for Caitlin, half chanting for Reed's Lynx. As the game heated up, an unexpected moment added to the tension. Cheryl Reeve was spotted courtside wearing a bold shirt that read "Black Girls Rock." It was a statement that stood out, sparking conversation among fans, but Caitlin remained unbothered, keeping her focus entirely on the game and her mission, while Reeve sent her own message off the court. Caitlin was ready to deliver hers the first whistle blows.
Austin and Uhas with the tip, and here's Kate.
It was clear the Lens had one goal: contain Caitlin Clark by any means possible. Every time she touched the ball, she was rushed, but Caitlin, ever the playmaker, didn't panic. She stayed calm, dishing out assists and finding open teammates. She set the tone with a quick steal, driving straight to the basket for an easy layup. The crowd erupted as she scored, and it was clear from that moment that this game wasn't going to be easy for Minnesota, but the Lynx weren't going to back down on the next possession. Aaliyah Boston answer.
How about that? To get by Portland and Aaliyah Boston.
As the first quarter moved along, the Lynx really started to clamp down on Clark with their defense. They swarmed her with double teams and played her physically, making it tough for her to find good shots.
Right side of the floor, Carlton's just been a little strong on a layup. Schneiderman got a handle.
She was able to score 2 points, hitting just one of her 4 attempts, but even with the Lynx all over her, Caitlin didn't let that take her out of the game. Check this out. She used her sharp court vision to create opportunities for her teammates, racking up 6 assists in just that first card.
Good length on the perimeter on Caitlin. That is a tough patch.
The second quarter heated up when Zandalicini nailed a clean 3-pointer, sending the Lynx fans crazy.
From a sold-out Target Center. Zandalicini, 3-point shooting.
Arluini got it 3-0 shooting but Caitlin Clark wasn't about to let that slide. She took it personally, almost as if to say, "Let me show you how it's done." And when all in, Caitlin charged at the Lynx defense, breaking through with intense aggression. She tore through, making sharp passes and attacking the ring like she was on a mission, determined to take control of the game and silence the crowd. Aaliyah Boston and Melissa Smith quickly stepped in to assist, dominating the boards with tough rebounds. They battled hard in the paint, their relentless energy keeping the fever in the game when things got tough, giving Caitlin the support she needed to make plays and push back against the Lynx. Caitlin took full advantage, hitting a smooth step back 3, her first of the game. The crowd was on their feet cheering Caitlin. Their energy was crazy at the moment. The Lynx quickly adjusted their defense, focusing more on Aaliyah Boston and Melissa Smith, which gave Caitlin Clark extra room to operate. Sensing the opportunity, she began to find her groove. She managed 7 points by halftime,
hitting a smooth step-back 3, her first of the game. The crowd was on their feet, cheering Caitlin. Their energy was crazy at the moment. The Lynx quickly adjusted their defense, focusing more on Aaliyah Boston and Melissa Smith, which gave Caitlin Clark extra room to operate. Sensing the opportunity, she began to find her groove. She managed 7 points by halftime.
In studio.
What's up, Ari? Welcome to the studio, girl.
Caitlin.
Caitlin's leadership and playmaking kept the Fever competitive, using her skills to set up her teammates and create chances. As the half ended with a 48-48 tie, it was clear that CC's resilience kept Indiana right in the game despite Minnesota's offensive push. Fans knew what Caitlin was capable of and that she had plenty left to give. With the game tied, the crowd could feel that her breakthrough was coming. It was just a matter of time. They expected her to explode in the next quarter. The third quarter started, and Minnesota's defense stepped up the pressure, but Caitlin Clark didn't back down. She began breaking through, setting up a perfect pass to Nalissa Smith, who mailed the basket. This play pushed the Lynx to the edge as they became visibly frustrated trying to stop her. No matter how hard they tried, Clark kept finding ways to break through, leaving Minnesota scrambling to adjust. And then it happened late in the third quarter. Down by 7, Caitlin was fouled hard by Cecilia Zandalicini as she tried to free herself. It was a clear message from the LYX defenders. The reps swallowed their whistles, letting the physical play continue, but Clark, she wasn't about to back down. Situation only made the tension between Clark and the Lynx worse, with both sides playing even harder. By the time the third quarter ended, Clark had scored 7 points, and the Fever found themselves trailing by 7 points. As they headed into the fourth quarter, the Lynx's strategy was obvious: do whatever it took to keep Clark from breaking through. But the game was far from over. You could see Coach Reed growing tense on the sideline, sensing that her strategy was on the verge of failing. Beautiful Reed knew the game could slip away if Clark regained control in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter was nothing short of a masterpiece. The Lynx defense, which had been so effective in the first half, started to crumble under Caitlin's pressure. First, she knocked down a step back 3, then in transition, she get another from deep, this time further almost at half court. Richard C. with 5 assists, now to lead Minnesota. Minnesota couldn't stop her every time they tried to double team her. She'd find an open teammate for an easy bucket, but when the Lynx defense left her open, Caitlin made them pay. She hit back-to-back threes, BLW past defenders with sharp crossover moves, and on one play she twisted a defender so badly with a crossover that she stumbled and rolled their ankle. Well, Caitlin Clark, one thing she got his handles. Clark was on fire, weaving through the defense like she was untouchable, making every move count and keeping the crowd on their feet. The Lynx had no answer as she completely took over the game. In just a few minutes, Caitlin had erased the Lynx's lead and put the Fever on top. The crowd, once split, was now roaring for CC. She had taken control of the game, and it was clear she wasn't letting go. On the sidelines, Chol Reeve was furious. Her defensive strategy had crumbled, and now Caitlin Clark was running the show. The camera caught Reeve muttering under her breath, clearly frustrated. But it was too late. Clark was unstoppable. Cheryl Reeve called a timeout to regroup her team, but the damage had already been done. Caitlin had woken up, and the Lynx were scrambling to contain her. The score tied at 71-71, and with only minutes left, Clark had the ball. She let the clock wind down, watching Reeve on the sidelines as if daring her to make a move. With seconds remaining, Caitlin launched a final dagger and made a crucial play. She drew the defense off a screen and quickly passed the ball to Alia Boston, who scored an important layup, giving the Fever a lead. It was a perfectly timed assist that shifted momentum in favor of Indiana basketball. With the ball, Clark passed up the long 3 into Boston. Give the assist to Clark with the Boston finish. We talked about it. To open the back, the final score was 81-74, with Fever having the lead, and Caitlin Clark finishing the game with 17 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. A performance for the ages. But more than the stats, it was the message she sent. This wasn't just a win, this was revenge. In the post-game interview, Coach Chol Reeve didn't hide her frustration with how things unfolded. She acknowledged that her team had worked hard to contain Clark, but also admitted that they couldn't stop her when it mattered most. I told him, I thought defensively we played again, mostly well enough to win. Our offense is putting so much pressure on our defense, make one mistake, and they score, and it just hurts you so bad. Reeve expressed respect for Clark's performance, recognizing her as a real force in the league. One thing was clear: Caitlin had finally gotten her revenge. The WNBA bullies had tried to push her down, but Caitlin Clark had risen above it all. And it was only the beginning. Share your thoughts on this epic showdown in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more sports drama and highlights. Until next time, thanks for watching.